You cannot get rid of it. But how can we leverage these type of tools? And then on top of it, how can we use this tool to reduce those carbon footprint or carbon emissions which we have? And then we have to think about systematically think about sustainability. Okay. Now what I propose here, and when I was researching, because mainly my experience is more from the educational institution from the Harvard. What we have done is like I was part of like MBAs and the global education and online we have. So when I was researching on this sustainability, then the framework I was thinking is how we can make a framework actually which we can use into the university or campus itself, especially. So the framework I propose is basically we have the data inside, the action, and the impact. So these are the loop or the feedback loop we have to keep thinking in that way. So if you're a student and you're working especially in the environmental science, so whenever you create any project, actually think in that way how you can collect your data first. Using your AI, you can deep dive into it, and it's very easy nowadays. You can put all the data into the chat GPT, can get out of it. But really, how important data it would be, you have to really guard your data according to your need as well, because you know the AI or the LLM is going to hallucinate. So you have to really think through what you really want. The most important for you is you have to have a very good prompt engineering you have to learn. So no matter which stream you are, from physics, chemistry, math, computer science, or environmental science, make sure you need to learn the basic skill, which is the prompt engineering. The moment you put prompt engineering data you have, then AI can give you a really good insight after it. So once you have a really good insight after it, you can build an action plan of it. At the moment you have action plan, then you can track it. And then you can see really what the impact is happening across this ecosystem we have. So these, whenever you have projects, I will give you a very good example we have. So in the Harvard, like especially the MBA 2 years programs we have, what they do basically, they created an independent project. What they do basically is they say, this is a program we're gonna start, and this is could be an internal project into their campus itself. What they do basically, they say this is like in the especially in the January, actually the 1 month, we should 3 weeks program. What they do basically, we as a university, we will sponsor you. You bring the idea. Okay, everybody will bring the ideas actually. Okay, and we talk about it. And what we do, we get receive all the applications we receive, and we think how can we reduce the footprint in the campus itself. So they talked about it. There is a food pantry we have. How can we do like this? And their team just talks about it like we have to see like deforestation is happening across the campus. We talked about it like tagging over tree, which we are trying to do, right? Which Professor Nandukar was talking about, right? But what we're going to do after the tagging, right? We have to really find it after the tagging. We have to know where is the deforestation is happening, where we have to cut the trees. So what are the really actions? Because I was talking about the action is most important actually here. It's not just about like we have the data, we are tagging it, but the next step is like what are the action we are talking about. So what now coming back to the Harvard use case I was talking about it. So what they do basically, now they blended the course into the course curriculum. So they have a credit point we have. So everybody student is basically giving the idea, but there is a selection criteria. If your project has been selected, you will get like 7 credit point after. Usually you get 4 credit point, but these type of project you get more credit point. So across the university, what they do is basically they're making these type of independent project or small project actually, and it's up to the student actually how they want to use those projects. They want to use the AI to showcase how they have reduced the footprint, how they increase the efficiency, and how they have really improved the ecosystem of the campus itself. These are very beautiful ideas, which I personally find it very lucrative we have. So those type of initiatives absolutely we can start here. Now talking about the fourth facet, which I propose actually, data capture. Now the data capture is happening across many universities in the globe nowadays. So there are a lot of like sensor they have put nowadays. We're talking about like tagging actually. Now they put like sensor we are using it now to track like energy usage. So I'm talking about like Harvard, like I'm in the IT department there. So in the IT department, what they do, they see like what is the frequency of the faculty or the staff into the campus. If they are not using the campus, automatically light gets off. So you are saving the energy out of it actually. So they are seeing like they're seeing the pattern using the sensors actually. So where they can save those energies, and automatically they build those system into it, and automatically we can save the energy. Or what they do basically is they see like this is the pattern is coming, especially the holiday period is coming. What they do is they decrease their classroom sessions. They say now it used to be 6 classes we have. Now we know this is a period of a time. Let's use only the 2-3 classes we have. and then they change the schedule they have. And this data is coming from the devices we have. We have sensor we have IoT devices we have. They are really baked into this. And this is happening. We're not talking about some hypothetical things we have. I'm here to talk about these are things which we have seen, really seen actually. So I've seen like I was like working in one of the classrooms which we have. I had my session actually. I came back. The whole system automatically shut down. It's very fascinating. I came up after 5 minutes. It automatically brings up. So does save like 5 minutes. Does save the energy actually. So they are very sensitive about these small aspects of life, right? And then they also like, and we have few universities and not so basically we're using the satellite imagery we have. So we can talk about like other government, because government is also looking, because this is a UN charter we're talking about 7 SDGs, right? So we talk about from satellite where the deforestation is happening, how can we monitor all those type of things as well. And then the lab is a very good interesting topic I want to talk about. Like especially in the lab, we have like a lot of testing we are doing, and especially like rather than going to like outside and taking the soil, can we have those ecosystem where we can bring different type of experimental we already done? Can we bring those type of data to our lab? Now on top of data we have using the AI, we can start building our analysis on top of it. So that's the beauty of the AI we have. Previously, what it used to have, whatever the research you have done the cancer here in the Russia or the Europe or the China, we are in isolation. Everybody is doing the research. But now in the new world, what we're talking here, we can easily share the data. Now we are not to start from the scratch. Now data is very easily available through the AI actually. Now bring those data easily. Now do start analyzing and then start working in moving the next phase now. So I personally feel in the next phases, if you see the lot of revolution is going to happen into the AI. But you have to learn all those aspects. And I don't want you to go back and try to understand the LLM model itself actually. So no, don't go into those aspects. But try to think through how can we leverage the AI? How can AI could be a servant for you? How can we leverage those kind of things? And this is happening. I published my one of the research paper with a Chinese professor. Last one is more about data sustainability. And this professor has been very good actually. What he's done is like he pulled all the data from all the Chinese universities actually on the soil itself. And he created visual predictions where the soil is depleted across the side. And he did all those things in just 1 month actually. And he was really happy about it. Like I can access the data easily, like from the internet. I know accuracy would not be 100% for sure, but he has a vision actually. He started thinking that way, like, can I use those data in some different format and think through, like, can we have some different devices can be built or not? So he was thinking from a different device, how can I use those data, feed into a different tool, which can give me output of it. So those are the new ideas is bringing actually, all those AI. This is very fascinating to me. Okay, now talk about the insight generation. We talked about like AI, right? What is the role of AI analytics we're talking about, right? I don't want to go more into it, right? And then energy use insight which we have, right? And then the mountain forecasting. These are the main things. And more last important is waste detection and optimization. And this is happening across many universities. The Yale University we talked about it. Everybody is using those type of courses actually where we talk about waste management. How can we reduce those gaps in between so that we can save energy, all those type of things as of now. So this is happening. And these are the idea. Now talking about the actions, right? So like infrastructure retrofitting, right? We're talking about how, as I give you an example actually. So most of the universities, what they do automatically, they're changing their infrastructure, the classroom based on the curriculum they have. So they don't want to use all the infrastructure of the universities as per their schedule. They want to use those infrastructure. Then the data-driven curriculum is very fascinating. Actually, I was talking to Dwara actually here. What the Harvard has done is basically they creating this course curriculum, because course curriculum is way old nowadays now. But what is, and then we know like the AI is coming. We have to move very fast. But curriculum is still old, but it doesn't mean you stuck there. So what they do, they keep upgrading their courses very frequently. Obviously, it's not easy. So what they do, they do is basically they're blending two type of education. One is the online courses they have, and one is the traditional courses we have. The online is moving very fast. What they have done is like they have introduced an online program where they're changing their course very frequently. What they do basically is there is a specific curriculum they have. So they go with an introductory course here, and then a specialized course they go to online. So they are blending the traditional learning and the online learning so that they can always to the standard of the uh, or the ecosystem which we have, or society which we have. So these type of blending courses absolutely is happening. And if you see, and say same they are doing, especially in the US, especially they are doing every school they are making it very mandatory to all these courses we have. Because ultimately the education is very important, and they are teaching the student the college level courses as well. Okay, if you start understanding these type of aspects, it would be very easy to connect to some of things as well. Now, the other aspect is talking about the community we have. The community engagement is very important, right? So that's a talking about student-led project, right? Which is engaging community. So I was giving the example of like independent project, right? So now my son's school also doing these type of things. So what they're doing basically is they in the school they're giving like, okay, there's a project, you have to go to a place nearby to the school actually, and they have to go and collect the soils or the rocks from it and create a project of it. It's a live thing. So my daughter went to just nearby river actually from the school actually, and the job is very simple. Everybody has to pick 5 stones of it. They bring those stones. They have to click the picture. They have to create a presentation and think through like, and it's awareness like how this soil has been made, how the stone has been. This is the way actually you will basically educate the student, make it curiosity in the students, and this they then later on they go think about they using AI. So my daughter has done a research actually on this stone. They click the picture, the data is came. Now she put this presentation actually, and she did everything in 2 days actually. But so these are things very easy nowadays, and we can use all these type of tools. We can use it. And then we're talking about the community engagement. So community engagement like many student-led project, and I would recommend actually, especially like if you like to start these type of student-led projects, which really resonate with the community and our universities as well. And then industry partnerships. There's a lot of industry, and we have seen like if you go every government actually, especially the UP government, everybody talking about they have to introduce the AI model into their universities which we have. Like how we gonna do it? We have to bring those ideas here. Industry is also looking to the universities. Universities are also looking to the industries as well. But there is a need for both of the facets we have, right? Now, talking about the last is the measuring impact. So, I don't want to go more into detail into it. So, how we can impact? We have research, the partnerships, the community achievement, how we can achieve all those type of things, and then defining a scalability. Now, the third important thing I want to talk about, right? So, first I talked about SDGs, then I talked about the framework I talked about, right? The third thing I want to talk about, what are the pillars of these digital sustainability? Okay. So the pillars, what this in my 2 cents would be like these are resource optimization with AI. So what are the pillars I'm talking about? The first pillar I always believe basically, if you really want to reduce your resources, optimize your resources, how can we use the AI tools actually to reduce the waste and enhance the efficiency in the environment management? That's most important. And the second facet is basically sharing the knowledge, democratizing the knowledge. So everybody should be more aware of all those things, either from the school or a university or a faculty or a common man. How do we democratize these environmental knowledges which we have? And then from the third pillar we're talking about is how AI enabled environment things monitoring. So how we can use these IoT devices, AI tools, all those type of things we can use. And so that they can support proactively this environmental protection and decision making. These are the main pillars of talk about. So first thing is talk about intelligent resourcing optimization. So I want to talk about which is like I'm a part of like Harvard Business School online program, right? So what they have done is basically they have created a bundle of courses now. Okay, so online you can take those courses and you can feed it into it. So what do you do? Basically, you say I'm a student at GBU. I'm taking CS program. I have done my experience of this. I'm good into this. What basically and this and you're interacting with the AI chatbot. So there are 100 courses which we have, right? What it does basically, and I have a use case we have. So we have built this chatbot for one of the Yale University we have. I have the video. I will show you that video as well. So what it does basically, you have 100 courses we have, right? Me as a faculty as coming, I want to take one of the courses based on my experience. So the moment I give my experience into the chatbot, what chatbot is go to 100 courses and it says, okay, you have these many experience. What it does basically, each 100 courses have 10 different chapters we have, right? So we have round about 1,000 we have chapters we have. Based on my experience, it will automatically create a course curriculum for you because this is what your need is. I don't want to stick to one of the course which is really pretty fixed. You want to go with. I was more interested to know what courses I have. So what this chatbot does basically go to all these 100,000 chapters. It will say you are basically looking for like these like 10 chapters, and basically do you ready to buy these courses or not? And then you can drop it, pick it, you can choose it, track all those other things. So you have personalized learning is happening easily. So this is where AI predicting these student needs actually, and which is like we have created this type of student. So basically AI predicting student needs and customized learning content to improve the engagement and the SEA of the student. And then infrastructure demand forecasting, right? So as we talked about how can we optimize the resources, right? Using prevent the waste and the right sizing. And then talk about the smart scheduling, as we talked about. So it's a very good example I want to give you, especially into Howard. What they do is like this is MBA's second year program, right? Which is the elective curriculum. So what they do is like student when comes, there is a special course. Like obviously, whichever course is very important course, everybody want to join that course. Seats are very limited. So what they do basically is we have built a tool for them called Easy TK. So easy is elective curriculum, okay, and this is a TK is basically tracking of the participant or the student allocation. So what we do basically based on the need, based on the experience, what we do basically we feed into the AI and run time. So think in that way like 50. This is class size is only 50 students, and 500 students want to take that course, right? Have this 4 credit we have. What this tool does is basically is just not take your grades of your first year. It also takes like what are the independent project you have done, what is interest you have done, what is the profile you have done. Based on those things, we have feed into it, and this whole algorithm will run based on NLP, and it will basically automatically allocate the student into those courses. So we are building these type of tools actually. So basically, what the benefit I'm going to get? Benefit I'm going to get is basically I have fixed only the 50 student into the class. This is the one room class I'm going to have. I'm making a schedule which is saving my cost, the footprint, the faculty, everything is based. And basically and then dividing it. If we have more demand, what we do basically we split it into 2 different sections. So one half we have one class, one half we have second class. So these type of smart scheduling and sustainability is really helping. So we are building those type of tools actually, which is helping to build special smart scheduling courses for the students. And then talking about the resource saving and the improvement experience. So obviously, like so, it's like if we know like we have to take the courses, everybody will put more effort to get that course, do more activity around independent project, do more activity to have profile building. So it's not about grade only actually to get into those courses we have.
Do we have?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question right now?
Yeah.
Do we have any such tools online where if somebody wants to improve the course structure and content, like ours is a conventional university, we made a syllabus structure and content 12 years ago or 15 years ago. We keep on improving and providing. And now, if based on what you are trying to explain and show that, do we have some tools online or with you or somebody is available where a department can improve the course content structure? Let's say structure is defined, or can we also improve the structure also of, let's say, biotechnology?
Yeah, very
Let's say MTech biotechnology.
Yes.
So how can we do that?
Very easy. Trust me. So you go to ChatGPT. So what are the course content you have? If you can correct me after, I can show you even actually. So what you can do basically, you just basically.
Other than ChatGPT, we have some other options.
So there are a lot of tools which we have. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
So yeah, so good question. I understand the ChatGPT you put it. What I'm saying is, you basically your thought is 2 things. One is basically what are the data I have, right? I have to basically somebody have to read it, to understand it, and try to map it to the standard. That's the second thing you want to do. The third thing is you really want to output, and you want to really have to schedule as per your need. So there are 3 facets into your question, right? What I'm trying to say is basically, if you start ChatGPT, first you have data you have to collect, right? That's the phrase I was talking about, data. You have to collect data. So try to give prompt engineering is very important. Prompt engineering is very important. AI will give you a lot of data. Trust me, actually. You have to remove away from hallucination. So what I'm saying is, before you feed into any of the chatbot or any of the AI tools which we have. First, you have to do your data collection. So what are the courses which we have, or the content you have, think in that direction we have. You have to do homework we have. And then what are the standards we have. So what you can do is basically think that what are the curriculum is how it is doing, or where curriculum we have. So you have to, the AI understand two things actually, where we are, where the world is going actually. Now the moment you feed it and you try to say, AI, you have to compare those type of things. And then it will give you what are the gaps which we have. Ask very specific pinpointed questions. It will really help you. Now you move this data, whatever data you want to come up, take it to the next tool actually. Say Claude. Claude is very good helping you in basically telling what are the real gap between the content of it.
Cloud.
And it will- Claude.
Cloud.
Claude, C-L-A-U-D, Claude, yeah.
Cloud computing. Cloud computing.
No, no, not cloud computing. This is another tool actually. Okay.
CLAUD.
CLAUD. So what I'm trying to say is cloud talking about. So the chat GPT, everybody talked about it, right? The cloud you can use it. So basically you feed into the new cloud you have, right? This is the way. And then it will refine you more actually. Okay. Now you go to another tool actually. Go to another tool actually called Grammar tool. Grammar tool will basically make a schedule of it. What you're really looking at. It will make a percentage of it. But what I'm trying to say, do your homework. I think the biggest challenge you always feel basically you want to do very easy things.
Yeah, you want
Chat
to do
GPT, you need it.
Somebody
We want like Chat GPT is going to do magic. No, it's not going to do magic for you actually. You have to really do your homework first. You have to really know what you really want, as I talked about. You have to really know what is the objective here. It's not just about my curriculum is old actually. What I really want actually, that's most important. And where, what the standard we want, where we want, like comparison against what, where to compare it. It will give you do really do good job actually. I will show you as this is one of the. If you have a time, I don't know how slow I'm going, but
Sir, actually, I have also a question. Harvard is exceptionally doing very well, and I think that India is also doing great, immensely great in the terms of AI we are talking about. But still, comparison to that, we are lagging behind also. So we students at ground level, how we can create our course along with the course we are doing in this university, how we'll get to know that what project we should make, or we are just doing here graduation, our normal graduation, and not learning about different types of courses like AI or something like this.
yeah, it's a very good question, and it's a very burning question to be honest actually. So what and there's no instant solution to it. You know this, right? So the faculty which we have, right, the resources which we have is all the limited we have. What I'm saying is like it's a joint collaboration. So in the US there's it's nothing like the government is doing everything for or faculty is doing everything. Trust me, the student is very much like really charged up there. They really want to do these type of projects. So but I talked about independent projects. So they are coming with the ideas actually. So if you bring up those ideas and talk to your faculty, like these are things which I want to do actually, then I don't see any reason, and then it will ignite everybody actually. The problem is like the spark is still missing. Actually. Who will take the first step? I think this is always the problem actually here. What I'm trying to say is if you start thinking that, and that's what the other university is doing. And trust me, like my son is in 10th grade actually, and like what they have given, that's like example of my daughter I will give. Like they take to the river, they pick the stone. Now it's their responsibility to go understand what are the soil they are looking at, what they have. Now it's their my daughter's job and they to do all those stuff things. So they are giving the platform for you actually. But they cannot go and teach you, okay, what are the different type of soil we have, what is the soil addition we have. You have to start thinking in that way. Now you have now the education which I had, the education which you had is very different now, to be honest. You have to work more harder. You like it or don't like it, you have to work more harder now. That's my philosophy. The next generation has to really work hard. My grandfather, the way they work hard, my father worked hard more than them. I work more than them. You have to work more. So there's no choice you have. Trust me. If you really want to scale. And we can do it. The good thing is we have a lot of tools we have. They don't have a tools. My grandfather never has any tool actually. I have a lot of tools. And these are assisting tools you have. Think in that way. They are the servants. The moment you start thinking that way and start using, so we have talked about the Jina we have, right? Both the Jinas, you have to keep him engaging actually. Think in that way. How can we engage those type of things? So that's the suggestion I can give you.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Anybody has any other questions?
Sir, if I take the AI out of your daughter's picture, then what will she do?
Sorry, if you take
Sir,
one.
if I take the AI out of your daughter's project,
Yeah.
Sir, my question is, if we take the AI out of your daughter's project, what will she do?
So she will go to Google. Google is there for 20 years.
Sir, it's like we are totally getting dependent on it to a level. Right now, it's freely available. So we are talking about a country, and the student who asked the question is supposed to be my student. But I frankly tell you, in graduations, there are so many students who had never had laptops all their life till they reach university. Right. So, sir, we are telling them that on the basis of AI, you can use, simplify all these things, but aren't we making totally dependent onto them? And once they will be totally dependent on them, we'll say, no, now you have to pay for that. So then how they are going to use their mind?
I don't think so. I don't buy this logic. Actually, they will be more dependent on it. I think the new days is very smart.
So that's why we are having AI plagiarism also. In our university also, whenever the students submit, it is the humanized plagiarism as well as the AI plagiarism. So the problem is real there.
Problem is, I'm not denying it. But I'm saying we have to be ethical. I'm not denying that fact, right? Plagiarism, you're not supposed to do it. You have to put guardrail into it. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to put any data, university data into the AI and start teaching them LLM model to ChatGPT or Claude or anything. You should not do it. But I'm saying use Morse data. Use those data. But I'm saying you don't have a choice. When I was in college, actually in FPTech Kanpur, actually, I had this session actually. 2 hour session was just because computer is gonna come, they will take your job. We won't have a job. What will happen? If after 20 years, if you see 25 years, we cannot have these test sessions. We have a live session of YouTube. We could have never imagined. Did we really imagine at that time? We were talking about the same thing actually in 20 years back. Actually, AI will come, take your job, computer will come, take your job. It's not going to happen. Trust me. But I'm saying the pace is very fast actually. It takes 25 years or 20 years actually what we are imagining. Every store is having all a digital having. So yesterday I was staying with my nephew actually. And I asked like, yeah, I need to give some gift to my friend actually. He said, yeah, I will do the blanket actually. He bring like in 5 minutes the blanket bring the bag to us. Can we imagine like 20 years back? In 5 minutes, I have a paper bag in my hand, $29, 29 rupees. So these are technology driven actually. What I'm saying like AI is one, so idea will come. What I'm trying to say, India is very good in like Paytm. I went like to Mahabaleshwar. Yeah, I just went to like trip actually. And I was like, one guy came and he want to do some tika to my head for that actually. And I don't have a change. Then we bring the Paytm, sir. Okay, you can take the Paytm. So these are facilities are there. So think about like if you I have like some video actually the Vikari is asking I have a Paytm, can you give me this donation like this? Think in that way. But did we ever imagine 20 years back? No. But these are realities now actually. I can have my paper bag in 5 minutes. I can have my payment like cashless payment that people are using now. Many students like having to not carrying the cash. And remember like we used to go with Neeraj actually we used to have like for samosa we have to carry the cash no matter what. So things are really evolving actually. But what I want to make it basically is it's not going to happen like next year or 2 years. It's going to take time. As like the bubble has bursted in 2002 or 3, it's going to come down. Yeah, it's going to come down. What I'm trying to say is start leveraging it, start accepting it, adapting it, and moving towards that. And the most important, you have to think through the usage of it. The best part is how can we use the AI in your day-to-day activities? Think in that way. I don't want to start learning all the LLM model, NLP model, machine learning. No, you're not supposed to do it. Thinking that way, how can we use these type of tools for day-to-day activities? But you have to work hard. As simple as that. There's no shortcut, nothing gonna magic. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask that how can we have the like if we are doing any research and we are going through the chat GPT or any form of AI, the authenticity of the work cannot be registered through the AI because many times when we look for a research paper or some article on the AI sites and we go back to the Google Scholar to check if that paper is there, that paper doesn't even exist. So how the authenticity we can work on that? Because anyhow we in our generation till now we depend on books or the research paper for because we know that somebody has done this work. But for the AI, nobody is responsible for that. how we're going to go back in past and know that how things were done that time or in the future based, because it's just a theoretical. AI is just giving us a statement like this is how it is done, but who is going to authentify that?
So there are two questions you asked me. Basically, one is basically what is the authenticity,
Authenticity,
of
yes.
the article research paper?
Yes, sir.
Is there any citation of not? That's the first question you asked.
Yeah.
The second thing is like, how should I ensure whatever the research paper I found, is it really worth enough for me to understand those? There are two questions you asked.
And yeah, same like if we are asking for any data, then how do we know that that particular data is correct?
Yeah, data is correct because this is a research paper. I think so. This is the responsibility of who American journal is publishing those. So I think that's a responsibility of them to find the data. Or you, based on like you can, because there is always like who has written this actually, and you can contact them. That's a different aspect. I don't want to go in that direction. But authenticity of the article, there are a lot of tools actually out there. So I think the first question I want to answer, the first question part is like if you go to the chat GPT, it gives you all the links out, right? These are links. So what you can do basically, the other chat tools actually, like Perplexity, if you go, what they do basically, it will give you citation actually. Is it really good citation or not? So you not have to go to the article, it will confirm you this is exactly or not there. Then you have to go to the next step you can go to is basically who is basically cited this actually, right? You go to American Scholar of Institution and you find the number you have. You can put this number to a third chat tool. There are a lot of tools are there which basically is specific to the scientific research tools. And then you can find those things. Data part, I'm not sure about it. I cannot comment on that as of now. But you have to go to the author to really find that. But yeah, you need to rely on those things. It's a very good question. I really appreciate that. But you as a human being, they are the servant. Don't blindly trust them. They will hallucinate, they will make you fool, they will go in a different direction. So first, before you go to the chat GPT and repeating again, think what you really want. It will take you in a different direction altogether. That's a really challenge to learn on the AI actually. So just don't rely on the AI, use as a servant actually. If you don't like it, erase it, start again. Think in that way.
Thank you, sir.
So, like there is a version that is free for ChatGPT.
Yeah, 1 year free nowadays.
But in addition to that, there are also premium subscriptions for ChatGPT. So does it make a difference? Like taking it aside, like if I take a 5K a premium subscription of ChatGPT even for 1 year,
Yeah.
so will I get a good level of research data? Is it the only difference between the
Yes.
free and premium?
Yes. So as we talk about free, like don't go more deep into the research, like so the database is that. Take it like from where they're pulling the data. So it is usually going to all those free versions of journals which we have.
So the level of accuracy rises if we take the premium subscription.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, can you put a bit light upon the paper you discussed about digital sustainability, which your professor did in 1 month? Like, can you provide the name of that research paper? You just discussed in the starting.
Yeah, I will share that actually.
Sir, one question from me.
Who's there?
Sir, this week. Sir, can you please suggest some more reliable AI tool beyond ChatGPT, which we can actually have faith in our scientific research?
Good. I like this question. I have a slide for you for this. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I think too much boring now. Let's move on. This is global study. I don't want to go too much into it. Okay. But possibly this is good enough, so I can continue here, right, for some more time. So this is education.
5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Any more questions? Sir, we never discourage our students to use the AI tools, but we always guide them कि आपके prompt सही होने चाहिए कि आप क्या data मांग रहे हो, because we know that you are going to use the tool anyway. हम आपको discourage करेंगे तो भी. Sir, how do we bridge the gap between the creative thinking in the students as well as encourage them to use these high-end tools?
So most important, be ethical actually. Trust me. Don't lie yourself. You using ChatGPT, you have this data, tell this yourself. But don't. So it's a more relation between the student and the faculty is very, very crucial for each other. And we are here to improve each other. That's my mantra here. So ethics is very important actually. You have to use it, you don't have a choice. That's what I'm saying is. And you know is not correct actually. So if the moment you say, yes, as a faculty, like this I've done, I think faculty has to do their homework again. So the moment you start pushing your faculties, trust me, they will start putting more energy into it. Actually. Because they are here for you only, right? There's no other purpose. They can easily choose a different career actually. They have chosen the career of the education because of these. They love teaching actually. But you have to like put them into the frame because they are also new to the AI world. If you don't really understand it abstractly, they are not expert in the AI. They don't know what tools we're talking about, which tools should we use. But the moment you say, yeah, I want this citation, then you help me, then I trust me, they will come back and give you, okay, this tool, we use it. I use this tool. And like if I'll give you a very good example, actually, what we do in our business school is, every month we used to have this type of session, and every, like, they teach actually what, how you improve your efficiency. In your day-to-day work, everybody has to showcase those. Like I was like business analyst, so they come, how can I improve my use case? How I'm a basically architect, how I'm using the AI. So everybody is showing their bits and pieces. So we are learning together as the service. So these are initiatives we start, I think that would be really helpful. So now talking about like the tools we're talking about, right? So these are the tools I would recommend actually, especially like as a student actually. So there are a lot of tools. Okay, first thing. Most important thing I talked again, prompt engineering is very important. Start learning this. Okay, there are many free courses around the world. Take those courses. Spend time. This is your career. This is your life. So don't invest in your life today. Trust me, it's not going to help. There's no GPU is not going to do magic for you. You have to, and there are tools around that. Faculty is there to help them. They give you resources. If you think there's new resources you have, start thinking. Make a noise. What I'm trying to say here. Okay.
So we have one more, in fact, two more questions.
Yeah.
I think
They have the questions at the end of the talk.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sir, actually, sir mentioned that we could have the question answer in between as well.
Yeah, is it okay?
Is it fine, sir?
Okay. Sorry.
So since I'm an environment student, I wanted to focus mainly on sustainability. So you mentioned AI is very majorly used. It is very easy. It can be, projects can be made in 2 days, presentations can be made, images can be created. So how exactly it is sustainable then? I think AI uses a lot of power, a lot of energy, and creating images or generating images require cooling down of systems. They require 1,000 liters of water for cooling down. How is it sustainable? How is it reducing energy consumption? And is there any system or any AI tool which helps in reducing its own carbon footprint?
Oh, good question. So, as we talked about, yes, as we talked about the first slide into it, there's the challenges. The challenges is like 1 to 2% of the carbon footprint is coming from these servers. But try to understand, like the counter argument is basically the COVID came. Everybody is remote actually. So we have the Zooms, right? We have Microsoft Teams, we able to always, so basically they've reduced the carbon footprint we have. Similarly, if the classes which you have, so there is pros, there is a con for sure actually. What I'm saying is the whole industry is learning with each other. What I'm saying, tools will gonna come. What I personally feel is this AI is coming. The new agent is gonna come, trust me, in the future actually. And these agents really gonna scale up. So if you say ChatGPT came, right? And then DeepSeek came actually, right? If you see DeepSeek, how DeepSeek is able to do processing? If you see 1/400 of the energy emission is reduced by this, only the DeepSeek actually. So think the technology is evolving actually. So they are not staying there actually. So don't think like whatever you are going to stay there. It makes sense to you? Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, one more question.
Hello, sir. My question is, how can AI help universities meet its carbon neutrality targets?
Yeah, so good question. So I covered few of the examples which we have. Like one of the examples we talked about is like, so they are putting sensors into it, right? So automatically, what university is doing basically automatically street lights or basically faculties they have, facilities they have. So automatically they're saving those energies there actually. Then they're creating some smart scheduling app. So if you are thinking like this is the room we can leverage in the morning, in the afternoon, or the evening actually. So they're dividing the classes actually. So they are not using multiple facilities actually. They're using only one facilities they have. Now the third, I give you the example, they're making the course curriculum is very smart. So we used to have like 15 chapters actually. And like 4 chapters were very irrelevant to me now. Now what we're saying basically we're creating only 10 chapters now. So that we can decrease the time of the classroom. I remember I used to have a 1 hour 15, 1 hour 10-minute classroom session. Now if you see like we have reduced to only 45, 40 minutes. Because science is saying like you cannot have field focus more than 50 minutes. So these type of like is happening actually. And how do we get all those information? We getting this and this helping people we are analyzing the data from the AI. So that's the way we are helping actually just is having this AI tools. Yes. Yeah, so now coming back to the AI tool which I was talking about is like ChatGPT, right, or Gemini or the Claude. So basically, if you are using the Excel, actually, these are very good actually. Trust me. So there's one like one of the client we have, they have like 4 or 5 Excel they have, they want to build one of the formula which we have. They're using the ChatGPT, is really good actually. We don't use it. We use it very intuitive. We don't use it. But if you have a goal, what you really want, it's gonna really help you. Then AI tutor. I think if you've not heard about it, right? We have Unmindo is AI tutor, which is like TCM, and like so like my son is using they have to go for the test actually, right? So what they do basically, this is very free actually, and you can go and you want to learn one of the few concepts we have, right? So you can say, can you give me like 10 more questions, tough questions to answer on it? So you can basically automatically you will get 10 questions out of it. So you need not to wait for any cheat sheet or anything. Actually, basically give you question and answers. These type of AI tutoring is very helpful. And day before yesterday, my nephew was talking about he has an AI test day after tomorrow. I was sitting with him. So he was asking some concept actually. So I said, give me 10 questions, which I asked to my nephew. And he gave me 10 questions actually. And 5 minutes I had a very good interaction with him. So I was using AI just to engage my nephew actually, and it will help you in his test. So I'm using that format only, and same you can use it. If you test, think that this is a tough concept, I'm not getting it. Okay, just push him actually, give me 10 questions out of it, and then think if you don't get this question, ask again this question. That's the way it really gonna help you. But energy has to come from you. No magic is gonna come to you. Okay, so another thing, so this is very good tool actually. Trust me, the Khan MyGo is a very good tool if you want to really understand the PCM concept, because they are pulling data from a specific models actually. So you need to understand if you're using these type of tools, it's going to really help you. Then we're talking about research and writing assignments. So these are tools I found actually in just 2 days. In just like I came from a trip yesterday, I was looking for all those things. This tool I should give you actually should help you. And all this tool I found actually in like 2 hours actually. I gone through this tool and find it like citation we're talking about, right? How to find the citation. So this auto citation. So this 08 AI plugin. If you add this plugin is free even actually. I was talking I have to pay for the plugin so that I can know this is a really citation or not. If you use this AI plugin, automatically it will give you auto citation for this. Then Perplexity are talking about, right? Perplexity is basically talking about research paper. It gives you very good summary. It will give you all the reference you have. If you whatever you want, you can use it very nicely. And then like we especially like Indians don't have good grammar actually. So you can feed whatever you have research paper put into this Grammarly and automatically correct all those things for you. So these type of tools, but you have to learn these tools. What I'm saying is, and this is the world is moving towards the AI agentic model. You need to understand these. It means different tools has their own expertise which we have. Use those in that way. It's very easy, but you have to spend your time. Right? Then coding, for especially for computer science, like this is like Lambda, which is calculation. There's a lot of calculation. If you have a linked list, if you have a tree, binary tree, these type of all this calculation is very good actually in this. Yesterday I was putting in I was giving example actually. I was thinking to give example. I didn't get time, but this is really works for me. Yeah, it's free, nothing. Then there are some basically notes specific for faculties and all. Right? They want to have Notion AI notes, Reader AI for PDF actually. PDF yeah, we can use this stuff. This is and Firefly you talked about from PDF, right? Firefly is a very good actually tool for classrooms and all. And then creativity, your Canvas, Microsoft Designer, PowerPoint, actually these are very good like visual diagram. So these are different tools which are free tools. You can use those type of tools we have. Okay. So I think this is all I have.
So we are running a little short on time. Sir is here with us. After this, we have a high session. I request the students, whosoever is interested, can have a personal one-on-one interaction, sir, if it's fine with you.
Yeah, sure.
So I think we can conclude the session and we can have one-on-one interaction with sir after this. Is it fine? Okay, thank you.
I can take no, I have
After the session, we can invite them.
okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an enriching and thought-provoking session. We are grateful to you to address us. I'm sure students from all the disciplines, since environment is a multidisciplinary subject, all the disciplines, be it humanities, sciences, or technology, must have reaped benefit from this session. I now request Dr. Bhashuti Banerjee, Head of Department of Environmental Science, to formally express gratitude. But before that, I would like to request our Dean, Professor C.K. Singh, sir, to felicitate our guest speaker with a memento. Please put your hands together for the felicitation. Thank you so much, sir. Ma'am, over to you.
Hello everyone and good afternoon again. It is always an honor to extend the gratitude on behalf of the organizing team to one and all for materializing such an inspiring event and heartwarming response despite the fact that the interim exams are just round the corner. On behalf of the Department of Environmental Science, School of Vocational Studies and Applied Sciences, Gautam University, I express my sincere thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Rana Pratap Singh, for sparing his valuable time to grace today's inaugural lecture and for his consistent motivation towards sustainability-driven initiatives. A special note of appreciation for our expert speaker, Mr. Vishal Shukla, Director, LTI Mindtree, for delivering an insightful and forward-looking lecture on the transformative role of AI and data in shaping the greener future. Your ideas must have truly enriched our students and faculties alike. My heartfelt thanks to Registrar Sir Dr. Vishwas Tripathi in absentia, the Finance Officer of GBU in absentia, and to the Dean Academics Professor Rajiv Ashti for their generous and steady support in organizing the event. We are grateful to Professor C.K. Singh, Dean USOFAS and Director Works GBU, not only for the progressive idea of this interdisciplinary lecture initiative, but also for his continuous guidance and for all the infrastructural and back-end support in preparations of the event. Sincere gratitude is extended to the respective deans and HODs who graced the occasion. Our sincere thanks goes to the entire IT team of the Central Computer Center for ensuring seamless execution and live streaming of the event. A very special note of thanks is due for all the NSS, for the entire NSS GBU chapter, with all the program officers, coordinators, and volunteers for joining hands with the Department of Environmental Science in making this lecture a grand success. I'm truly deeply thankful to the dedicated faculty members, student volunteers, and staff of the Department of Environmental Science for their consistent round-the-clock efforts in behind the scenes in organizing and steering the event to success. A special token of thanks is extended to all the enthusiastic students and wonderful audience for your enthusiastic presence, which made the event even more meaningful. Pardon me if I have missed out on anyone. It was totally unintentional. My sincere gratitude is due to one and all who contributed directly or indirectly in making today's event a grand success. But before, on that closing note, before we gather downstairs for high tea, I request all of you to please stand up in honor of our national anthem.
Jana Jana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Before we disperse, can we assemble near the dais for a group photo, please? Sir, please come. Faculty members,
All these students can come forward for.
all the students can come forward in front of the dais. I request the faculty members and please sir to please come on the dais.
कैमरा फोटो खींचना मुझे कैसे पता लगेगी
लाइव आओ ना हमारे
आओ आओ जल्दी आओ लाइव
वो काजू में है
वो हटा दो पीपीटी जी हैं? ठीक है ठीक है योगेंद्र सर फोटो खींचना तुम्हें मैम ने बोला
हाँ ये ना
उधर चले जाओ उधर चले जाओ ना अलग अलग
Students, hurry up, please. इधर पहुंच चला है, इधर आ जाओ। एक रो बैठ जाए सामने। One row of students can sit in the front row.
छोड़ उठा कर लाइव स्ट्रीम
सही है ना
दो ही बंदे रह गए तो
दो तीन
8 लोग पूरे ब्लैक करो
जी भैया नमस्कार भैया
The arrangements for tea is downstairs in the cafeteria region, just next to the stairs. All the students can have tea, should have tea before they get it. And thank you to all the students, especially because they
Very, very much.